We feel that the sooner we can have the provincial environment code followed up by our priority ordinances addressing solid waste management phasing and the drawdown of the lake and rehabilitation of the watershed will solve our problem with the environmental degradation of Lake Lanao. We are now hooking on the passing of the provincial environmental code, and then subsequent ordinances will follow.
Thank you. Vicky, would you like to ask another question?
Thank you. If you can go back to the slide, second to the last slide, because a lot of the answers that you have thrown here have been maybe answered by that one there. You said that there are different recommendations for each zone. That has been agreed upon at the provincial level. This is just for our education because you've pioneered this, and maybe in our province, when we go back, we can also introduce that kind of methodology or approach. At the province level, you have designated some zones, isn't it? Yeah. I would imagine that it is based on very strong environmental considerations and integrated resource management.
Yep.
Okay, so how do you propose to bring down these recommendations to the local government and to the community level so that it becomes implemented?
This output is in tandem with the drafting of the Provincial Environmental Code. If you see the Mark Redwan Center, that is the proclamation watershed area. And all programs by the national government are centered in there. And there is the rest of the country. We have a coastal area also. So one of the technical assistants of EcoGov to Lanao Sur is the coastal resource management and urban environmental management that includes solid waste management. So this one incorporates with that. Hopefully the ordinances that will come out from the Provincial Environmental Code will be based on this one. Management soon we did.
One thing I wanted to sort of stress here, because they did this in relation to actually the program that we have with them, which is a straightforward Masters in Public Management class. But the way many LGUs come to us, as you can imagine, also for consultancy services, like to us to help them in their CLUP, their land use plan, etc. We actually refuse because we don't believe that land use plan should be made by consultants that are outsiders. We believe that, obviously you need technical people and you need to hire, and you don't have to reinvent that part. But the actual process of doing that and making those decisions have to be local. So I actually offer, when people come and say, we'll give you 5 million to do a land use plan for us, I say, no, give me 3 million, but give me 2 years to train your people in all the aspects of how land use plan should be made, which is not just the technical part, which in fact you can outsource a lot of the technical part, but it's really the decision making that makes you decide this right, and to design it so that when it goes down to the right level of governance, that in fact it can be implemented. Let me read again from the spillover room, the questions from the spillover room. I have a couple of more left. This is interesting. Since your organization is already integrated with the government, so is that correct? Is it integrated with the government? Does it mean funding for your advocacy are coming from the government?
No, sir. My joining the government does not mean salam, join the government. No. We still remain as an organization outside of the government. We don't receive any funding from the provincial government.
Thank you. Yes, please.
I'm Peter Chua, sir. Good morning. I have 2 questions. For the watershed area, who is responsible for watching the area? Is it the LGU or is it the DENR? And are there any actions from your party, sir, towards the dams?
The enclosed trademark there is a protected area. So responsibility comes from the proclamation. It's the council, mainly DNR. It's mainly DNR. And the irony, like I said, is that council is headed here by the National Secretary, and that area is in the autonomous region. So and then that responsibility to to protect and manage that watershed was not devolved to the autonomous region DNR. So nobody knows who is going to to manage that watershed. But this group, yeah. So our provincial environmental code, the provincial government will take the lead to manage that environmental, watershed area. If I may add, Sir Tony has mentioned about land use plan. Again, part of the EcoGov assistance was a forest land use plan and a coastal resource management. Now we are almost done with the pilot area in the trademark, one of the municipality. We are now done with the barangay mapping, and it's now in its completion. One municipality, and then it will be replicated. That is what Ms. Tomas was said in our multi-sectoral group is doing, implementing an EcoGov assisted project. If I may add also, our MPM program has brought in so many things for Lanao Sur. One is we brought in the International Lake Environment Committee. In fact, we had an integrated lake basin management seminar workshop done in Marawi City, and the head of the ILAC, International Lake Environment Committee, Dr. Nakamura, Japanese, came into Marawi, assisted by Ms. Santos Boroha of Laguna Lake Development Authority. That seminar workshop facilitated my participation to the 13th World Lakes Conference in China last November. All this, and then the coming of the ADB interim program, because of the attachment, I'm not saying this, sir, about Ateneo. The attachment, the challenge that Ateneo brought into the province, and they said if the coming of Ateneo, we have somehow gotten some kind of credibility that it's no longer an iron curtain for Lanao, and probably it's not dangerous to get involved. I was told, sir, some kind that you have something to do with that EDB program. They are now coming, and hopefully before the election it's being implemented, and it's addressing Manila Observatory's issue also about climate change. Dr. Cruz was there, and Dr. Polhin was there already last November 16. We did the climate change validation for Lake Lanao.
Any other question from the floor? Yes, please. Tama na.
Hi, sir. Good morning. I'm JJ, and my background is more on social development. I was very impressed with the efforts that you've done as regards to the protection and conservation of the Lake Lanao. And the lady at the back said that there has already multi-stakeholders participation that is happening in your area to conserve the Lake Lanao. However, when we go back to the community, it's still the people in the community who will benefit or who will suffer. No? My question is, has there been any, since you're mentioning about the clannish culture, has there been any effort that you